Hi, Dave Stoltz here. Just want to take a couple of minutes and talk about the subject of worry as it relates to money. I think we're sort of wired to worry about things anyway. We worry about our health and all kinds of things. But when it comes to money, I think we worry a lot more, and certainly a lot more than we should. So just want to talk about a couple ideas here. The first thing is, when you think about all the things that we worry about, and you overlay that with the things that we can control, I think you'll quickly find that that overlap is not very big. We worry about the US government interest rates and problems in Europe or Asia or things that certainly we have absolutely no control over. But we still worry about them for some reason. Partly I think the headlines make us think about those things. So the first idea to think about is this, that the known is always better than the unknown. So we worry about things that we really don't know much about. So let's bring this right down to a personal level. We worry about our savings. Do we have enough to retire or something? But we never think about what it takes to retire. We worry about our debt. Do we have too much? But we never really stop to add it up. So here's the first idea. Stop long enough to make a list of what you own and make a list of what you owe. Very simple. I own a house, a car, a savings account, a checking account, a retirement account. I owe a mortgage, a car loan, a credit card, and so on. And just make a list of all those things. And be candid about this. All progress starts by being truthful. So don't kid yourself about this. If you owe money to a friend, put it on the list. If you have some kind of a liability out there that maybe you think you might not have to pay, well, put it on the list anyway. Be honest with yourself about where this is. Sit down with your spouse and have this conversation because it's worth having. Accountants will call this a balance sheet. Assets, what you own, liabilities, what you owe, and that difference is net worth. So the reason to do this is that 30 days from now, do the same thing. Take out this piece of paper that you wrote down and now update every one of these numbers. Now what do I have in checking? Now what do I have in savings? Now what do I have in my retirement account? And now what's the balance on my mortgage and so on? Is your net worth going up or is your net worth going down? Now, 30 days is not a lot of time to see a change, but it will give you a sense of it. But 3 months and 6 months and 12 months and so on certainly will. And this will tell you the kind of changes that you need to make. If your net worth is consistently going down, okay, you've got some problems. Something needs to be addressed. If it's consistently going up, well, great. Is it going up fast enough and so on? Those things you might want to answer, but that's okay. At least it's going in the right direction. So you want to review this, I would suggest monthly, and focus on results. If you're doing this with your spouse, don't get distracted about, you did this or I did this or whatever. Just have a safe meeting. There's no hunting allowed at this conversation. And just have a good, friendly conversation about where you want to go. Sometimes we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. The second major thing to talk about how we worry is when it comes to our investments. We worry a great deal about our investments over things that we have no control over. So my first suggestion is this. Add some fixed income. Let's say we're talking here about your retirement account. Don't have 100% stocks. Add some fixed incomes. Most retirement accounts will let you use a bond fund or so on. There's a rule that's somewhat, I'm using air quotes here, common to have a 60% stock, 40% fixed income, and I am by no means pushing that as some kind of standard. But if you have 100% stock, your investment account could easily go like that. And it would be better if it went like this. So adding fixed income will dampen the volatility. You won't go from 1 month where your statement's way up, the next one where it's way down. It helps you sleep better. And the other thing to do is diversify your account as much as possible. And the simple way to do this with most retirement accounts or so on is to use index funds and preferably global index funds. That way you're diversified across the world and you're diversified across all kinds of different companies. You don't want to have all your stuff in 3 stocks, so when you pick up the newspaper and the headline says that this one company is doing terrible, you think a third of your account's down. Once you've done these things, you want to forget about this. do a good allocation, add some fixed income, continue to fund it if we're talking about your retirement account, and then let it be. And don't over stress about that, because the things that are left are outside of your control. So you can control your allocation, you can control how much fixed income, you can control how much money you add, and you cannot control the market risk that's left. So here's a couple of ideas. Do your own balance sheet. Take the time to have the conversation with your spouse and see where you're going. Do a good allocation with your investment accounts, and then just relax and let it go. So I hope this helps a little bit. So have a great day.